Family, we are back. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hitting that like button. Thanks for new subscribers. Thank you guys so much. It's feeling like almost when I first started. I can't even lie. But I do want to thank y'all for being here. We're going to react and review a few things, and it's going to circulate around Takeoff, Migos. And yeah. There was so much being said about this situation, from the hours it happened, the day it happened, certain colors that people wore, and things like that. Now, to be an insider about the situation, what I will say is it was Quavo's arrogance, pure arrogance. He was a sore loser. He got taunted from losing with the dice game, basketball, and things like that. And he got so worked up that he lost his poise and said, let me leave before I hurt somebody. What is that to say in a room full of street dudes, or anybody, period? What does that insinuate? How would you take that? It's almost like when somebody's in a school and you're in the classroom, they're like, ain't nobody in here gonna do nothing to me. Come on, man. Not that type of energy. Anyway, let me stop yapping. Let's get to the content. Thanks for being here. Let's go.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.
Let's get high, yeah, you know I'm about to roll. Let's get please, yeah, you know I gotta pull. Let's live life, live once I'm about to turn up. Get fly, oh for sure it's about to go up. Let's get high, yeah, you know I'm about to roll. Let's get please, yeah, you know I gotta pull. Let's live life, live once I'm about to turn up. Get fly, oh for sure it's about to go up. Roll my blunt and pass my lighter. Get lit, pop shit, get higher. I'm the hottest, call me fire. Rock out, jump up, live my life up.
Alright, so like I said, we're going to be discussing Takeoff. Let's check out Black Balloon's commentary. He's a really credible channel and one of my go-to channels. Between Black Balloon, Dee Got a Podcast, and Jay Marvelous. Those are my top three. Oh, what the truth is also, I can't forget my homie. Anyway, let's check out some of these clips. Bro's gonna talk about certain colors, times, and dates. And I just want to know y'all's opinion. You know, I'll talk as I feel the need to, but let's get to it.
The most obvious thing we have to start off with is the fact that it happened basically on Halloween. You know, it happens at 2:30 a.m. at night, and they're playing a dice game. And the story goes that, you know, by those text messages that's been going viral, that, you know, Quavo was getting upset. You know, he was digging into his pockets, taking a lot of his money. Who knows why they actually got upset? Obviously, it could have been over money. And that Quavo was actually shot. Takeoff was actually shot by his own, his own homie, basically out of his own camp. So that the guy just started shooting. One bullet hit Takeoff. Takeoff falls immediately and is supposedly shot again in the neck or head area as he's falling, which is proof of the video that's going around on Twitter where he's laying on the ground full of blood. Blood is everywhere around his head, and he's clearly there, dead and gone. And Quavo is there, and he's screaming no, and he has on an orange shirt. That orange shirt represents the number 33, represents Freemasonry. Now, Takeoff died in Houston. That's a playoff of his name, Takeoff. Also, once again, it basically happened on Halloween to November 1st, which is it's a satanic holiday.
Now, what's so crazy about that, y'all? Halloween, we know what that day symbolizes, but come on, man. In Houston, name Takeoff. That's deep right there. I'm not saying that what bro's saying is the absolute truth. We're just reacting and reviewing it and just giving commentary. But those are some things that could possibly play a part. And then you got to think about transition into the month November 11, then 11/1. So it's a lot of things that can take place, but I'm gonna let bro cook. Let's go. So in this next clip, he's gonna discuss a few details around a situation, but I find it kind of odd that Quavo did release that song 2:30. And in my last video that was about this or around this same situation, a lot of people told me to go check out Messy. I remember that video. I remember a lot of the symbolism on the walls and things like that. And one thing I can say about this situation is that I was surprised. I was totally shocked. Totally. Takeoff would have been the last one that I would have expected something like this to happen to. But he was the most valuable Migo. Okay, Offset was supposed to be the wild one. Quavo was supposed to be the quarterback, the main dude. But these dudes would not have a style if it wasn't from the youngest one, Takeoff.
It's a high holy holiday in the satanic world of rituals, basically on November 1st and October 31st. It was done at 2:30 a.m. was the time of his death, where we know that the veil between the physical and spiritual world is at its thinnest point. Basically, it's wide open for rituals to be done, especially blood rituals where someone is murdered in front of a bunch of people. And once again, we get a death that is completely unexpected. We get, a form of payment by someone's soul being collected by the devil. Because regardless of what y'all feel about Takeoff, him being the most quiet one, the most chill one, the best one out the group, he dealt with devils. And it seems like the Migos paid for this by Takeoff's soul being sacrificed. Him being killed was their payment for all the success that they've had. And it all kind of makes sense because y'all know I've talked about how things that happen out of the blue like this are usually like planned events. They're planned ritual events. And it kind of goes back to that Cat Williams video I dropped where, remember, I was like, damn, Cat Williams must be watching my videos because he mimicked my words to a T. But it just goes to show you that we're not making this kind of stuff up. Because it was so unexpected, but it was chaotic at the same time. And what did he say? Usually those events are planned. And I've been saying that back since XXX died, because that was a planned, unexpected, chaotic event, so to speak. Quavo and Takeoff just dropped that song called 2:30. And he died at 2:30 a.m. at 28 years old, which is a 6. 2:30, 2 times 3 is a 6. In the middle of the night, basically right on Halloween night, when I think MF Doom just died on the same day 2 years ago.
Now, the reason that he was breaking down certain numerology is that some people believe that numbers play a part in how these people move and what they do. And I kind of gotta say that I'm kind of inclined to believe the same, because when you put these things together and you group them all in just one big group, you'll see these numbers that got a eerie resemblance. And they always add up to other numbers, or they're divided by one number that equals another number, and together these numbers are messages. Do I believe it? In some cases I do. I really do. In this case, I really do feel like it played a part. Halloween, and then you got to think about the Infinity album, and Takeoff in Houston. Anyway, in these next few clips, we're gonna discuss how some people say that Quavo warned Takeoff subliminally. Now, a lot of people, like I said, they like to say that these people speak with numbers, symbols, and things like that. And without saying too much, I kind of believe it. I can't stress it enough. And if you're listening, y'all just read between the lines. You know where I really stand. But Yeah, let's check out some of these eerie details.
Telling you, it's about to get messy. He's telling him in so many words that you want to go against the grain. You want to start talking in interviews. You act like you don't want to sell your soul with me. It's going to get messy. We're going to spike your dream, and now you held hostage. Pay the fee, or we're going to get somebody. I'm going to snatch the chain. Go get Johnny Dane and put a tracking device in the chain, and I can pull up on you at 2:30 when I feel like it. The mother showed no emotion. Quavo showed no emotion. But what they're not revealing is all three of the Amigos filed a lawsuit on Pierre Thomas in 2021 for millions of dollars being stolen. And he got a group out called the Pop Out Boys. But if you look at the Pop Out Boys, you'll see Lil Cam as one of the people that's in the video, as well as Jason.
Shut up!
Yeah, he entered into a 360 deal with everybody else, and he didn't tell Offset and Takeoff. That's why Offset went solo. The first thing when we listen is the mother, there was no type of emotion at the funeral. It's as if she was smirking and just like, okay, I'm a rich bitch now. Quavo has done a lot of videos with Drake 10 years ago. Quavo has been with Bob Ty. Quavo even has done videos with Lil Cam. Quavo has also been out there making different decisions because a lot of people don't know Quavo is the CEO of the Migos.
Now, shout out to Gossip Girl. I'm not sure who that person is speaking, but Quavo was never the CEO of Migos. And that's coming from the inside, period. He was the one that, I can't even say he held everything together because he was very jealous of Offset, for one. Lord knows how jealous he was over Takeoff's skills and things like that. But he was just a front man. And he was like that because he had an ego problem. And I think he was the oldest also. But the thing with Quavo is he played quarterback in high school. He played point guard when he played basketball in high school. People like that tend to want to be in control. Period. What does a quarterback do? He calls the plays. What does the point guard do? He dishes the rock, or he scores when needed. Now, Quavo was probably the weakest link, if you ask me. He only had the voice and the melodies, but a lot of those were taken. Trust me. Now, it's interesting because we're gonna get into a clip where the CEO of the Migos, his mom, is speaking about sacrifices and things like that. But let's let this lady cook. Let's see what we can find, and yeah, let's go. Now, in this next clip, this lady's gonna discuss a few things, but what I want you guys to pay attention to is the contract talk and certain discrepancies that were within the funds, the contract, and things like that. Now, what happened was 2020, the nation had something go on, and a lot of things were put on pause. Period. Everything was put on pause. But what that did was gave a lot of these artists idle time. Now, what the Migos did with their idle time, which was probably Quavo, who knows, but well, probably Offset, probably all of them, but they audited the label. They audited the label and they found that some things weren't right. And if you know P like I know P, you wouldn't be surprised. He's a street dude that went legit. And just because he went legit doesn't mean he doesn't have those grimy ways still. But let me shut up. Let's let this lady talk.
I went back and looked at the dots you was connecting about, finding out about the contract. Like you said, follow the money. So I said, let me go and see what they were saying about these contracts. Come to find out, Pierre Thomas was actually flat forward white when he so-called ran into the Migos.
Really?
And I got proof of that. I can send it to you, and I got a video of it. He admitted that if the Migos had not came into his past, he was getting ready to get completely out of the music business. Now, he got the Migos. The Migos brought in City Girl, Lil Yachty. They brought in all the artists. Quavo has a hand and gets a percentage of everybody's money. But what they didn't realize is Takeoff is actually more richer than all of them, and so is Offset, because they do all the lyrics. They write everybody's lyrics. Go look at the writing credits. Go look at the information on who actually gets what. They got cars. I got a video where they show what the Migos own versus what they own separately. Together, the Migos own over $95 million worth of property, cars. They bought a mansion, and a lot of people not telling the truth is, come to find out, Quavo was broke. Now let's talk this. When they first came out, because everybody saying that Takeoff this and Takeoff that, and they waited on all.
I've been isolated ever since this label started and the Migos got their first Grammy. My son said to me, Mama, I'm congratulating him. But he said to me, and this is my first boy, Mama, your life's over with.
I think we're going to end it right there, y'all. This is a man's mother. She has no reason to lie. Now, I do know bro got some real grimy ways. Personally, I know that. I've done things for this dude. And what I should have been repaid wasn't a fraction of what I was repaid. Now, the thing is, when you stand up to people like that, they get scared because they're used to people bowing down. But for this woman to say what she said, I can totally believe it. Now, if he told her like, yeah, your life's over, blah, 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 I don't know if he meant that in the aspect of we're getting popular and I don't want people to know who my mom is, so you're not going to be able to move like you used to. I don't know, but it can be taken a bunch of different ways in this game. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Hit the thumbs up button, all that good stuff. $Trap House Kitchen 1. And yeah, I'm out. Peace.